Welcome to Projection Reflection. I'm your host, Coordinato, and today's review is Shaun of the Dead. This is a zombie rom-com. Came out back in 2004. It was directed by Edgar Wright, written by Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg, and it stars Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Kate Ashfield, Dylan Moran, Penelope Wilton, Lucy Davis, and Bill Nighy. Cool fact about this film, it is the first in the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy, which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and At World's End. Those are the three films in that trilogy. This film, the whole plot is that Simon Pegg plays Shaun, a directionless Londoner, whose girlfriend has lost respect for him, and he's a guy that he refuses kind of to grow up, and along with his friend Ed, also refuses to grow up, and somehow Shaun and his group of friends get caught up in this apocalyptic zombie uprising, and which leaves for a pretty great film. This was my first time seeing this movie, and it was great. I thought the film was absolutely amazing. It was funny. It had some romantic parts in it. It had some action in it. It had everything you would want in a zombie comedy romantic film. It's like a whole bunch of things put into one movie. I loved Simon Pegg as Shaun, and I loved Nick Frost as Ed. These two actors always play off of each other very well, because I watched Hot Fuzz before also, and those two actors just have so much chemistry. The zombie effects were good in this film, I thought, and just the whole film as is great. Trying to think. There's a certain scene that I really like. It's where the character Ed and Shaun are first kind of discovering that there's a zombie apocalypse going on, and when they're attacking the first two zombies that they kill, they're just throwing things at it. They just keep throwing so much of their stuff at it because they're trying to hit the brain, because they see a newscast said you either have to remove the head or destroy the brain. So they just keep throwing stuff at these zombies' heads. And eventually they throw a record out, and the record destroys part of the zombie's face, and then they're like, oh, records, we'll use records. They get Simon Pegg's they get Shaun's record collection out, and they start going through the records, and I was like, this is so me. In the film, when I was watching the movie, I was like, Shaun really reminded me of myself in this moment of the film. He's like, some of these are limited edition, so they're just going through all the records, be like, you want to throw this one out? No. Want to throw this one out? No. Want to throw this one out? Yeah! And they throw it at the zombie. They just kept on sifting through the records, and I'm like, that would be so me, because I would not want to destroy some of my record collection. Let's see, other notable parts in this film. I remember how shocked I was actually when Bill Nighy came on the screen, because I know him from, of course, being in the Pirates of the Caribbean films and tons of other movies that he's been in, and I was just really surprised to see him in this movie. I noticed that with Edgar Wright's movies, he tends to use the same actors in his films, and I do like that. Because it's kind of the same thing with Kevin Smith. He uses his friends in his movie, and Edgar Wright does that too, and I love that. I love directors when they do that, because they show that they haven't lost touch with their friends. So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think. The comedy in this film is spot on. It's it's just so good. Like, some people, like, for some reason, some people don't understand British comedy, but British comedy can be really stupid and really smart at the same time, which I love stupid comedy, I also love smart comedy. And I just love that. And I feel like this movie is more of, like, I know it's what I said, it was a rom-com, but it's also more of like a journey to growing up, because like Shaun, the character that Simon Pegg plays, he's just kind of stuck in this spot. Like, he wants to go somewhere, he wants to do something with his life, he just refuses to, and he doesn't have the motivation. And I feel like this zombie apocalypse was the motivation for him to move on with his life, to just to grow up. And that's what I loved, that aspect of this film. There were some emotional parts in this movie, two especially, with Shaun's mom and Shaun's stepdad. The scene I think that got me more was this scene between Shaun and his stepdad, because Shaun never really liked his stepdad much, and he always felt that his stepdad was hard on him and mean to him. But the true thing is that Bill Nighy, who plays his stepdad's name is Philip, he just thinks it's hard being a father, and he was only 12, and the character Shaun was only 12 when he came into his life, and it is hard, I guess, to help raise a kid when they've already pretty much grown up. So I just love the little interaction, the emotional interaction between those characters in one of these scenes. Like, I didn't like shed a tear. I was just like, oh, that's sad. But I think I loved all the performances in this film. Like, the one character, David, in this film, he plays a dick so well in this movie. You're just like, through the movie, I was just like, oh, I can't wait till this guy dies. Like, is he gonna die at some point? And you just hate. If you watch the movie, if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. The dude is just, you just wanna. He's just an awful dude. Man, what else can I say about this movie? I gotta talk about the scene at the bar. The bar is called the Winchester, and through the film, they're just trying to get through most of the film. They're trying to get to the Winchester, and one of the best scenes is where the zombies are starting to break into the bar, and they get in. Well, it's not bar technically in England; it's a pub, but you get the gist. Well, so like I was saying, zombies are busting into the building. And the jukebox in the pub turns on, and it starts playing "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen. And Shaun, Liz, and Ed grab these pool cues, and they start just beating on this zombie that comes in, and they're beating it to the beat of "Don't Stop Me Now." Like, there's so many things going on. Like, they're trying to turn turn the power on in the pub, and the David's going through, and he's also it's the beat of the song of "Don't Stop Me Now," and I just loved that. I was like, that is great directing on Edgar Wright's part, to just base one scene on the rhythm of a song, and I love that. It was a great scene too. Just having that song in the background, the zombies attacking, all of them just beating on the zombies. Oh, that was a great. I think it's the most well known scene of Shaun of the Dead. I'm not much. Surprisingly, I'm not much for zombie stuff. Even The Walking Dead, I'm not really big into. But this film, I really liked. I've got to say, this might actually be my favorite of a zombie film that I've watched. I haven't watched many zombie movies. And Shaun of the Dead is definitely my favorite. I give this film a solid 5 out of 5 approval. It was funny. It was action-packed. Had some romance that I liked. It has some emotional scenes that were really gripping. And just the movie kind of really reminded me of myself. Especially Shaun's character. and his friend Ed. Like, it reminded me of some friends that I have and I hang out with. Like, we're kind of guys that refuse to grow up. We always act childish in a way, but this film, like, it was just great. Absolutely great. 5 out of 5 for Shaun of the Dead. If you have not seen this film, I highly recommend you do. So, see you later, guys.